Me too. Me too. Welcome, everybody, to our WoW Wednesday testimonial calls. Let me cover first the disclaimer. AO scan technology is not a medical device. The statements that we share here have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. If you are sick, please consult with your healthcare provider. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm just going to open it up and let anybody share any of the testimonials that they may have. This can be on the AO scanner. It can be on our inner illuminator, our 660 band, which is brand new. And it can be on any of our products that we have, anything that we have that the AO has, the Cepheid dots, anything. So I'm going to just open it up and let anybody that would like to share what they have unmute and share your testimony.
Okay, I'm always the first one to put my hand up in school.
Yay!
So Dr. Day and I do a masterclass education class every Monday. And I woke up this past Monday with the worst headache I've had in a very, very long time. And I said, oh, I'm going to have to cancel today. So she's like, okay, I understand. And I ran a scan and I text her back and I said, what does it mean? And I'm not diagnosing or treating her myself. I said, but what does it mean when it says 9 red stroke? And she's like, oh my, you need some help here. So I used a couple different things and nothing was really working. And now I'm on day 2 or 3 of this. And I'm just like, wow, I feel like terrible. Well, I'm sitting there looking at my device and I realized I got Cepheys. I hadn't used Cepheys and I wasn't even sure if I believed in Cepheid, to be perfectly honest. So I put in my headache, I put in exactly all my symptoms I was having, and I've got a C3, C4 injury as well. I kid you not, I put this little dot on my neck here. And within, I want to say a second, but it could have been 30 seconds, everything disappeared. I've been wearing it for 3 days. I drove 8 hours on my bad neck, and I'm just in awe. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you.
Very nice.
That's so awesome.
That is very, very nice.
Blew my mind. But in the same time, then I had to put Cepheid dots on my mom and my dad. I'm like piling everybody up with Cepheid dots now because, yeah, we got something here.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what I've done with my Cepheid dots. I've got a Cepheid dot on my desk that's taped to my desk because I've got love frequencies that are imprinted on it so that when I'm working, those frequencies are broadcasting to me. I have 3 soft Cepheid dots in my bathtub that I've taped to the bottom of my bathtub, and I have imprinted perfect health in those. And I have Cepheid dots in my infrared SATA too, and I've got perfect body imprinted on those. So I use those Cepheid, and then I wear one all the time. I've always got one on. So they're powerful things. One of the things that I just did with Piggy Britches, because Nadia had recommended it, because we're just kind of wondering what's going to work. And she says, why don't you go ahead and imprint the complete frequency set on maybe a Cepheid dot or her collar or her blanket. So I went ahead and did it on her little Cepheid dot that's on her collar today. And she's doing a little better today. She's just a little weak and wobbly in her back end. So I know that is a lot. It's because she's not eating. She's not getting very many nutrients or at all. She's not, barely any water. So go ahead if anybody else has any beautiful testimonies on any of our products. It can be on anything that AO has. or Solex has.
Hi guys, it's Tamara.
Hi,
Yay.
Tamara.
So I have recently got when I was in Mexico, I got the little pellets. What do you call
No.
them?
The homeopathics.
Yes, yeah. So I got those, and I got the big one too. So my question on that is, so I've been learning as I go. I haven't, now that I'm back from vacation, it's like slammed at work, and I'm like, okay, when am I going to start getting into learning? I'm a learn as I go person, so I'm learning as I go with everybody else. That's good. But I have been doing an easy scan every day, every morning. We do our inner voice, the morning one with the easy scan, then I'll do one before bed. And I've often like, okay, let's say my frequency is 321. I'm going to do the inner voice, and then I'm going to see what it is after to see if it's improved. And it always does. But this morning I did mine, and I've never seen it this high. My frequency was 3,452. I was like, wow. Okay.
Wow.
I don't know. I was like, Mike's like, what's that mean? I'm like, I have no idea other than, okay.
What did you do prior to that? Do you know what you did prior to that?
I may have done my wand. I did that might be it. Now that you say
I'm gonna have to do that. Of course, I always do my hair with mine because I have the pro one.
Yeah.
But I do my hair and this morning I did it and then did my inner voice, but mine was only 300 and something. But
yeah,
I'm dealing with a lot of emotional stuff right now, so
yes.
I kind of wonder.
Yeah. I was surprised.
Interesting.
And after that, I was feeling a little blah this morning, so I was like surprised that it was so high in that. But maybe it was, regulating, as I say, as we are always doing this frequency wise. But my question about the little pellets is, so what comes up is I will imprint them and take the pellets. How can I do that? So the other one is the one scan that gives you the midday, the evening, the morning, the general. Should I do that 3 times a day? Is that too much to take those pellets, whatever comes up? I mean, it's coming up.
You can, and then just monitor yourself, because Lauren just says, go with what you're in, your gut says.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it comes up that way, try it. And
Okay.
but just realize that if something comes up, because I had somebody ask me about, because she's put her medications in there.
Yeah.
And she says one of her medications that she takes, she only takes it at nighttime, but it came up during the day. And she goes, should I take it? Because it really makes me sleepy. And I said, I would err on the side of caution with that, especially if it makes you sleepy. There may be something in that medication that maybe that doesn't make you sleepy, that maybe that you need, and the scanner can't differentiate because it's just picking up the frequency of it. And she goes, well, that's a good point. I said, just really monitor yourself and maybe, muscle test or,
and that's what I've been doing. Sometimes I'm like, do I need all those? And I'll be like, okay, nope. Which ones do I need? And I'll go through it. And then I also notice, I've been one that I take this supplement in the morning and I do this, and, you just become in that routine. And I kind of got out of that, and I'm like, okay, that supplement's not coming up. Okay, I'm going to go with this, and I'm not going to use that supplement today. And just kind of, not willy-nilly, but it feels willy-nilly when you're used to going, AM, PM, so I'm trying to trust the process. Do you guys do
Lauren a couple weeks ago about this?
Yeah.
And because my European people had some questions about some scanning and some pharma, and if it took just the positive and the negative or all of it. And anyway, they had a lot of questions about some stuff. So Lauren assured me that there is a lot of research. He has tested this thing frontwards and backwards, that what comes up, what you need is exactly what you need, because they were wanting to add other things that weren't coming up. And he said, assure them they don't need it. Their body does not need it, or it would come up. He's just 100% confident about that.
Good to know. Good to know.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm. And with the homeopathic pellets, Tamara, the only way you can overdo those is if you keep taking the same thing like every 5 minutes and you keep repeating it, and then you'll throw yourself into approving. Other than that, if you're doing it just 3 times a day, they won't do anything.
Yeah. Very good point.
And guys, how do you take the homeopathic pellets? Do you put them under your tongue and let them dissolve?
Yep. Or you can dissolve in a glass of water.
And you want to dump it. You don't want to touch them, and you don't want to have taken any, like brush your teeth with any type of mint. And you want to space it. Like if you're eating things, you want to wait 10 to 15 minutes before you take homeopathic, and you don't want to touch them. So you want to dump it into that little cap and then just throw it back. And then just keep them protected from, keep them in their little box, and then you're going to be fine. You can put it in water too, like Dr. Sheila said. You can dump it in your water if you want, or underneath your tongue.
Oh, I have a quick little fun story. So I had I'm a hairstylist and massage therapist, and I had a client come in yesterday for a color, and she came in and she goes, "Oh, I got to use the restroom." And she came back and we're talking. She's like, "I got to use the restroom again." Then she comes back. She's like, "Oh, I'm not doing good today." And I'm like, "You know what? I think I can do." My other coworker, the Nux Vomica came up, and I go, "I think that would be good for you." So I imprinted Nux Vomica on the little pellets for her, gave them to her, and within like 5-10 minutes, she goes, "Tamara, my it feels better." And she did not have to go to the bathroom the rest of the time that I was with her. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right?
Very nice. Very nice.
How empowering. See, this is why I'm so passionate about this, because it gives people so much power.
Yeah, it really does. And then when you stop double guessing or wondering and just follow the process, you find that, oh, this thing really makes me feel good. So, I mean, it's a beautiful thing to have. So
I want it in every
anybody
household.
else? Yes, we need one in every household for sure. Anybody else like to share anything that they've experienced, even if it's a small little something? Because the small things add up.
We do a team call once a week too, and we had some really great ones. A lot of the people, they have conflicts with the timing, but hopefully they'll hop on. But people have some really cool stuff, and they think that it's little, but it could be really big to someone else. I mean, it's inspiring, especially people that are new, that are trying to grasp a lot of this stuff, and to be able to hear from people and what they're experiencing. I don't care how little it is, it's still pretty profound.
I'll share on my mom again. I know you guys have heard me speak. She's got a spot on her back, and I'm not going to say what it is, but we know what it is. And I asked her, I said, "Mom, I told you about maybe possibly using the erase button on that spot." So we used the erase button on her when I changed out her bandaging last time she was here, which was a few days ago. And we used that. I don't know, I muscle tested and asked how many times her body needed me to erase that. And I think I got 6 times at that time. So we just hit erase, erase, erase. And this thing has been kind of itching her right now. And I checked in with her the day after that, and she goes, "The thing's not even itching today. I am just amazed at that." And I'm like, "Great, Mom, great." So we just need to keep doing that. And one of the other things I did with Piggy just yesterday, because she's like my full-time client right now, but her chakras all came up unbalanced one day. I mean, she was just all over the place. So I thought, okay, and I've made a playlist with the chakras. And I started it with clearing, and then I start with the root, and I start with the crown and go all the way down to the root, and then I do shield. And I just played that for her for one cycle through the continuous broadcast, rescanned her at about an hour, and every one of her chakras were all balanced. So I'm like,
Wow.
there's something to that.
I forget to do that. That's something that really everyone should probably do every day.
Yeah. I love that playlist. It especially when I'm feeling a little off kilter or whatever. And then another thing that I like is the quick scan, the different boosts in there, the grounding and the the relaxation, or not, I think it's called, I forget what it's called, but I just always punch it when I'm ready to go to bed. And last night, I mean, I was playing her tones for her and I was just kept drifting off and drifting off. And finally, before I knew it, she was completely out. And then so I just played her tunes for me again because we're so connected. And before I knew it, I was out and the scanner had stopped working. So it, we have such a beautiful tool. We just really do.
Yes, we do.
Anybody else like to share? Just unmute yourself and share away.
Where did
Or
you
you
were
can,
talking about the clearing or the erase?
uh-huh.
Where were you at? Were you in Cephi?
So if you go to Cephi and go to custom playlist, just like
Yep.
you're going to make a new custom playlist, it's going to be down in the quick scan option, or it's going to be in quantum. Is it quantum affirmations or quantum reach? Quantum reach.
Okay.
It's in two places.
Okay. And you were just
Just right there.
how were you working on her spot and using erase? I guess that's what I would.
Oh, so when you're at the Cephi program, up at the very top left corner, I think it says erase.
Okay.
So you'll just touch that and hold it to whatever area. Like maybe you've got pain somewhere. I had one of my friends that was dealing with a toothache, and I said, well, go ahead and stick hit erase and stick it up to your toothache and do it as many times as you can until that pain starts to go away. And she goes, I'll be darned if the swelling didn't go down. I went,
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And then you'll also notice when you go to, since I'm teaching here, when you go to make a custom playlist, let's say a particular zone comes up on your, like the fourth inner voice, whatever zone that is. Of course, you'd have to go to the classic view to see the zone now because it doesn't show it in the new inner voice. But go to the classic view, find the zone where the trauma is. And then when you go in to make a playlist, you can actually add that zone to a custom playlist for your day. And it will it'll actually help your body get rid of that trauma quicker. So I've done that several times. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have something they'd like to share?
Okay, so maybe quantum entanglement on this one. My dad is needing oxygen quite a bit now. And I had talked to him the day before, and he said to me, do you think those devices that you have, we had quite a conversation about all my tools and offerings I have. He says, do you think they'll make a difference? And I said, Dad, yes. And he says, how come my doctor doesn't know about it? I'm in Canada, so we're all one type of medicine in Canada, and unless you pay for it, right? And he says, I said, Dad, it's because we're only trained in pharmaceuticals. Like, what I do is completely different. It's based on frequencies, Dad. And he says, okay, I'll give it a try. So I put in oxygen or a dyspia to help him be able to breathe better. And I put a mucus one on. I don't know because I had to get up the next day and leave, and we didn't have much talk. But the person, his caregiver or his caretaker, or I shouldn't say, someone with WCB, which is workers' compensation, phoned him and said, we're going to get you that oxygen for your daytime today. So I don't know if it was just the intentions that my dad needed oxygen during the day as well, and that came through the Cephi in the machine, or, but I just want to go with that one too, just because I'm in love with this stuff.
Yeah. You'd be surprised the stories I've heard and the things I've seen since I've used this device. It is just incredible. And you can chalk it up to woo-woo, but that's okay. It's woo-woo. But it works. It so works.
can chalk it up to anything you want, guys. But you know what? In this book I'm reading about the body code, and it
Yeah.
talks about what you want, you ask for. And it doesn't have to be vocal, it doesn't have to be verbal. It just needs to come from the heart. And your dad, Cheryl, probably wanted that oxygen and he asked for it, whether he realized it or not. And the divine brought it to him. I don't care if they call it woo woo. Maybe we should call this woo woo Wednesdays. You know,
I like that too.
Love it.
the woo woo girls, the woo woo girls.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
When are we
Yeah.
going to have an academy where we can all sit down in the same room for maybe 2 days and just learn everything? I mean, so total immersion. I know you guys probably did that in North Carolina, and I was on the webinar side of it, but I would so much give to just go and have somebody teach me for 2, 3 days, 4 days, whatever it takes.
That's a really good thing. I would love to do that because I know every time we go or I do the virtual Dave Discover Out, the one I did in Michigan, I just did 1 day, or I think I did a day and a half of just one-on-one training. And my team got incredible benefit out of that because I'm just so passionate about every little aspect the scanner has. And a lot of people don't fully utilize everything in the scanner to its greatest potential because there's so much you can do with it. People don't even realize we got the spaces and objects, we got the homeopathy, we got the Bach flowers, we've got, how you can use it remotely with other tools, even. I mean, there's just a whole host of things that we can be doing with this. You can potentize homeopathy with it, even make them greater than what they already are, and make a homeopathy and potentize it even longer just by running the continuous broadcast on something longer, so you can make different potencies. There's just so much you can do with the scanner that I don't even think people realize. They're just basically just pushing buttons and using just very minimal, because even Lauren says the Cephy is the most underutilized part of the scanner, and that's true. It really is. There's just so much you can do with the Cephy that I don't even think people realize how much they can do with it. So it would be a great thing to do, to kind of organize a time where we all did get together. Anybody that would, be interested, get together and just, share all their ideas of what they do. I could teach people about the things that I do with it. There's just a lot you can do with it.
I
How
think
about-
that would be
How about
so
the day
helpful.
before? I'm sorry, Sheila, go ahead.
That's okay. I still feel pretty new. I mean, I've not even been in a year, and my team is blowing up, and this is what they are asking for. And I don't feel I know enough to teach everything because I'm not even using everything. I just haven't been doing it enough. And so we're already talking about, I mean, a lot of my team has already bought tickets for the day discovery, and we were talking about going a day early for like a team
Yes.
building thing, but
Yes. That's a great idea.
but that's not till September.
Yeah. Well, we can plan on it. I mean, we can start working on that, and then, maybe find a spot where we all can go and just really dive into all the different aspects of it. I mean, there's no reason why we can't do that. If somebody, if there are people staying at hotels, and if they've got a meeting room that we can all run into and just spend the day teaching, let's find that out. And if that's
Yes. Yes,
I
I've already bought
love
my
that
ticket for
idea.
Day of Discovery. Yes,
Yeah.
I would love to go in early. Yes, that'd be great.
I will go early too. I'll come in a day or two early. Let's plan on doing that. But in the
Okay.
meantime, Sheila, what about that horse farm that we were talking about this weekend?
Yeah. I think that's that would be cool. Only Carol, her cabin only sleeps about 10 comfortably, but there's a lot of local places. But as far as, a lot of people will get local places and come in the morning and be able to train. That would be great. That would be great.
And
Coming from
Tammy,
another country.
Go ahead.
Oh, coming from another country, I am looking forward to coming to Utah and have my ticket already. And if we could do a day before, a day after, or something in between there to make it really worth the distance. I know you talked about people coming from a distance.
Yeah, maybe from Australia even.
Yeah, we do. We have several coming from Australia. Even my team leader's coming. So, oh, definitely.
And I don't know if one day is enough, actually. I mean, it's
It's really not. It's really not, but you can, I mean, I'm telling you though, during the day of discovery, you're going to want to digress. I mean, during those days, but maybe before and after would be perfect. I know I always go early and we always stay a little later. So I'm open. We can arrange that for sure. And I know a lot of my team's going to do a Airbnb, and I don't know how many I've got in account just yet, but I'm going to start reaching out and finding out how many there are of us, and we're going to get a big Airbnb. But I know that there's going to be some of those that are staying at hotels that we can actually utilize the room. That would be a real nice, great, because there's more parking is what I'm thinking.
right.
So
Yeah, we're looking for B&Bs also.
yeah. I mean, they have a bunch of them down there that are big
Oh,
because
good.
Utah has lots of big families. So
Great.
you won't have any trouble. Okay, guys, it's 7:29. We'll go ahead and wrap this call up because our Solex will start at 7:30. Thank you, each and every one of you that participated. We'll see you next WoW Wednesday, and come and bring your people, bring your interested ones, because this is what's going to help them go, I want to try that out. So
Yep.
thank you all.
Thank you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.